Okay, so today we're diving into something a little different. This isn't your typical source material. It's a direct message, a personal address from a voice that claims to be the Earth itself. So let's just jump right in and listen to what it has to say to us.
And it kicks off with this line, "You know me, but you don't know me." Right away, it grabs you, doesn't it? It sets this tone that's both super familiar, but also kind of distant. It hints at a relationship we all think we know, but maybe one we've completely forgotten the true nature of. So, who exactly is speaking here?
Well, thankfully, it doesn't leave us hanging for long. The voice says it's someone we all know, someone who's been given a whole bunch of names across pretty much every culture throughout history.
And what's so powerful about this is how universal it feels. Whether you call her Gaia or Mother Nature or Pachamama, the message is the same. This is the voice of the fundamental mother of all on this earth. It's this idea that connects all of us, no matter where we're from.
And that brings us to the core problem, the main point of this whole thing. At its heart, the message is really a wake-up call about disconnection. The idea that humanity has, well, lost its way by forgetting this fundamental relationship with the very planet we call home.
So, to really understand this disconnection, the message first takes us back in time, painting a picture of a past where we were in harmony, and contrasting that with, well, with right now.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because it totally flips our idea of what advanced even means. We think of our society as so technologically powerful, right? But this perspective says our spiritual and emotional growth is, and I'm quoting, stunted. On the other hand, it says indigenous peoples who are often labeled primitive are actually highly advanced precisely because of that deep connection to nature they've maintained. And then there's this metaphor, and while it is a powerful one, it gets to a pretty crucial point that our actions, everything from our endless wars to our disrespect for the environment, are fundamentally self-destructive. We're literally undermining the very system that keeps us alive. The critique doesn't stop there. It paints another picture for us. Our entire society is marching to the beat of a drum that's completely out of tune. We're all just going along thinking everything's normal, but we're totally out of sync with the natural rhythm of the world. So, what does this out-of-tune world actually look like? Well, the message points to things we see all around us every single day. Constant wars, the way we treat nature, this pervasive anger everywhere, how polarized we've all become, and just widespread hate. These aren't just separate problems you see, they're all symptoms of a much deeper imbalance. Then we get this idea of a cloudy mirror. What does that mean? It's really pointing to an internal problem, a serious lack of self-awareness. We walk on the earth every day, but we're completely oblivious to our connection with it. And because of that, we're disconnected from our own true selves. And this leads to something the source calls external happiness. Think about it. It's like being a leaf in the wind. Your joy depends entirely on what's happening around you. And this dependency, the message argues, is a huge source of pain because it stops us from finding any real, stable inner harmony. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The message gives a really practical, everyday example. Picture this. You're stuck in a traffic jam. What's the normal reaction? Anger, frustration, right? But the wise path, it says, is to completely transform that moment. Instead of fuming, you use that time to meditate, to feel gratitude, to remember that connection we've forgotten. And this next question, this is really a turning point in the whole message. It asks us to just completely reframe how we see everything. What if we're not alone in all this? What if we're actually held and supported by this presence that has been here since the very beginning? And right there, from that point, the entire tone just shifts. It moves from critique to hope. The message declares that this isn't the end of the story. No, we're right in the middle of one of the greatest transformations imaginable. And get this isn't some far off, maybe one day kind of thing. The message is insistent that it's happening right now. A great awakening is already underway, with millions of people all over the world starting to wake up from their slumber and see everything, including themselves, in a totally new light. So what are we all waking up to? It's what the source calls our true essence. The idea is that we're all a mix of light and dark, and we're on a conscious journey from that darkness toward the light. Waking up, in this view, is really just remembering how incredible we already are deep down. And this is the ultimate realization, the big takeaway from this awakening.
The separation we feel between us and the earth, it's an illusion. The final truth, the big punchline, is this incredible sense of unity. You and I are one.
So once you grasp that idea of unity, the message wraps up with some final guidance. It's framed, really, as advice from a mother who has seen it all. So what are the actual keys to making this journey? The advice is pretty straightforward. True wisdom doesn't come from your ego or from getting validation from others. It comes from inside, through kindness, humility, and that quiet strength that lets you smile even when things are tough, because you know you have absolutely nothing to prove. I mean, that's such a relatable feeling, isn't it? That moment when you realize, man, I really wish I would have listened to my mom's advice. The message basically positions its guidance with that same kind of foundational, caring wisdom. So, in the end, the whole perspective here is really one of optimism and growth. The challenges we face, they aren't punishments, they're just part of the curriculum. Life itself is just a series of beautiful lessons, and we're all here to learn them.
And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started, a direct address. After laying out the problem, the critique, and the path forward, the voice leaves us with one final, very personal question. It's a call to action, really, just asking you to think about your own journey. Are you ready to wake up,